Okay, so I want to cover this about prostaglandins and cancer because, like anything that's pro-life, prostaglandins are pro-life. They encourage life. They encourage all life forms. They encourage life within all of your systems. Okay, so when you get weird growths on your 11 different systems, wherever they are, it's the fact that there's an overactive prostaglandin that is in promoting life. And then what happens is then the medical community will go in and take prostaglandin inhibitors and then try to cut down the life growth. But then what happens is that these prostaglandin inhibitors don't always discriminate correctly, and then they start attacking, your vital organs. I won't even say good tissue, because what is good tissue? All your tissue is good tissue, but it's how these hormones and antibodies are being programmed to encourage life to where it has then tumor growth and cancer growth, or encourage too much of the inhibition of life, which then is the antibodies. So it's very interesting when you do look up prostaglandins and how they do promote so much life, which is cancer. And people are like, well, why is she saying promoting, prostaglandins? Because prostaglandins are part of the antibody, the promoting of tumors and cancers. And I'm telling you, tumors and cancer is just life. There's nothing wrong with tumors and cancers, but it's the fact that there's so much life condensed in that one area and it has not been distributed correctly, that then it causes and it taxes your vital organs, and it can cause major, major blockages. Yes. And so that's why when someone gets, a biopsy because of a tumor growth on their breast, they think it's going to turn cancerous, and it may very well turn cancerous if you're not regenerating and releasing, at the micro level simultaneously on a constant basis, if you're not adapting to your environment. And so when new viruses come into the environment, and then you're seeing, then the acceleration of life as well as the acceleration of death, like the antibodies, then that's when you see different cancer, different tumors, different types of symptoms, which is evolution. And then your body is not adapting to that new entity. And so all of these different malfunctions you already house are going to then come to surface. And that's why the COVID-19 symptoms are so like across the board as far as the different symptoms. There's so many different symptoms with COVID-19. It's relative to your predispositions. Okay? So prostaglandins in cancer is where the prostaglandins, which is like probiotics, they promote life. But when you have such a concentration form of life, like when you have an imbalance in your microbiome and you're not keeping your fungus, which is good in your body, which is the yeast, it helps you absorb the nutrients, because it breaks down the food supply, breaks down the nutrients so you can absorb it. When you have too much fungus in your body and you're not keeping at bay, then you have fungal infections. Okay? No different than when you have so many proteins. Okay, which is part of your microbiome, right? This is the building blocks of your body. You're made of amino acids. Your biochemistry is your fatty acids, amino acids, prohormones, and minerals. That is your cell tissue. And then your microbiome is what kind of keeps the balance, and it brings life. And that life is helping you absorb the nutrition and break it down and then distribute it correctly. And it's a helper for you to adapt to your environment that is full of different viruses, parasites, protozoa, proteins, fungus, and bacteria. And then you are an actual representation of your microbiome. So yes, if they do release some kind of Luciferian type of virus in the environment, you're going to have a component of that within you, but it's not going to work against you because you're going to balance your biochemistry with the right chemistry. And that is the J juice. Release the excess antibodies, excess Luciferian antibodies that might be glowing in the dark green or something, and then regenerate at the micro level and adapt to that new virus in your environment that may have, yes, the mark of the beast, but it's not going to hurt you. That's my whole point, is that no matter how much somebody wants to characterize any virus as like the mark of the beast or something horrible, it's only horrible on a body that cannot adapt to its environment. When you have stagnation in your body, mind, and spirit, in your lymphatic system, when you're holding so many antibodies and then you're having your prostaglandins, which is the healing hormones, being suppressed. Okay? Yeah, that is like the mark of the beast, because you're not releasing the excess, you're not regenerating, and anything that you're introduced to is going to stay in your body and wreak havoc. It's going to cause anomalies. It's going to make things misfire. Okay? And so that's why it's so important to understand that don't worry about all of the stories around the mark of the beast and all the different, Luciferian stuff. Yeah, I mean, that's the other fear campaigns. Now you have to understand how you can adapt to that and it doesn't work against you. Okay? So that's why you cannot be scared of the vaccines. You cannot be scared of those who are vaccinated. You cannot be scared of the antibodies that are shedding from those that are vaccinated, as well as you, taking on the vaccines and the shedding around you from people who were recently vaccinated. And you'll be able to adapt to that new environment. Because I'm going to tell you, there's going to be more viruses and more bacteria that are going to be mutating in the near future. Bill Gates already told you what exactly he's doing. All the different biotech companies that have been funded by the Gates Foundation and all these different, philanthropists, they're letting you know they're trying to upgrade humanity. And do you have what it takes? Cancer is another form of evolution, but not everybody has the capacity to handle that evolution. And so what they do, they take then things that are antibiotic, like chemotherapy, like cannabis. They suppress their healing part of their lymphatic system, and then they express all these antibodies to stop the pain. But when the body's trying to live, how many of you know people who are in hospice that are in so much pain and they're trying to get on morphine to stop it, and morphine just kills them eventually? So yeah, mark my words, you guys, there's going to be more an aggressive environment in the near future, and you have to be able to adapt. You must do the J juice and face the demons. All right, bye.